Welcome back my YouTube family. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to fix creaks and cracks in floors. Now this is a new home construction, but the same method applies for more old construction than anything, because over a period of time, as you walk, your floors, you'll hear like little, especially when people trying to creep out the house and they go, ew. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing you how to properly sneak out of your house at any given time, and also to fix those creaks and cracks. So stick around. So the tools we'll be using is our handy dandy stud finder, of course a tape measure, and then this patented system here where these screws are ingenious. So if you come in closer, you will see that this screw has a break point on it. And what happens is this screw goes down in the ground. Excuse my dirty hands, I am working on this construction job. But anyway, and then you wiggle this and then this kind of like breaks off. And so there's no head in the carpet. And then this kit comes with its own bit. This bit goes to this jig. This is more like a carpet jig, but it also keeps if you look here, it keeps this off the ground at the perfect amount. So this is right at the head, and this is how much head holds up, and that's what you'll break off. And then the kit comes with a couple of these stud finders. This is the old school method of actually just screwing it to the floor until you find a stud. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the stud finder on the hard surface here, because this stud finder won't necessarily go through carpet. We're going to try to find the studs, and then we're going to use our method of measuring 16 on center, try to measure back, then use this to kind of narrow down where the actual joist is, floor joist is at in the floor. And the premise is that we're going to take the subfloor, adhere the subfloor back to the joist underneath, and that should eliminate the squeak. Speaking of squeaks, let's show you the squeak. Right there. You can really hear that. I want to be able to walk around in my house, no matter where I walk. I'm putting a little pressure on here. No matter where I walk, I shouldn't hear any squeaks. But when I get over here, you can hear that squeak. Now I know, because I'm the one that actually built this particular house, I know that I have girders, drop girders going this way, and then my floor joists are running this way across the girders. For you all, you might want to go into your crawl space. You don't have this problem with concrete floors or slabs, so this is definitely a crawl or an upstairs type of issue. But anyway, you want to make sure, you want to see which way your floor joists are running, right? Once you determine that, then it's just a matter of finding that first floor joist, because typically your floor joists are going to be 16 on center. So what we're going to do now is find that first floor joist. Just going to take my stud finder, run it across. Right there, it's telling me I got a joist right there. I keep running it across. Got a joist right there. And instead of me marking on the, I'm just going to put, let's let me know, and to make sure it don't go anywhere. That's a joist. My stud finder. And this is the reason why I really love this Franken sensor, because it shows you not only where the joist is at, but it shows you the edges of the joist. So that's the edge of the joist, this is the edge of the joist. So I'm putting this screw right in the middle, right in the middle. In a perfect world, between this screw and this screw is supposed to be 16 inches. So let's check that out. Here, from here, roughly around 16 inches. So that let me know from here, 16 inches, on over 32 inches. So it should be one right here. And then as I go on, it should be one right here at 48. So I'm going to put another little nail here at 48. And that should tell me where this joist is at and where I have to actually screw this down into the floor to get rid of that creak. Okay, so now that I got that, again in the kit, it comes with these what's called stud finders, a joist finder. It just has a regular hex head tip. This thing goes directly into your drill like that. And then you just use this to go down and search for the stud. Now, I will say this. There's two different types of carpets, right? There's bourbon. Is it bourbon? I think it's bourbon. Berber. Berber, not the bourbon that you drink, but Berber carpet, right? And that's made out of one twine that keeps going and keeps going. So what happens is that if you screw into Berber, then it has a propensity to keep rolling around your screw. So this is the reason why this is flat. You know, only right here, tip, and you might want to take your utility knife or something like that to make a pilot hole to get you a opening. But this particular carpet, I'm not going to say it's cheap carpet, but it's not Berber. Okay, it's not Berber, but it's not cheap. Now, I said stud, and I typically think about studs. Studs are vertical members that's in walls. Joists, what we're doing now is the floor joist is running that we're going into. So joist is the wood framing member that's in the floor. Studs are actually in the wall. So those people that are on YouTube that want to correct me, I know the difference between the two. I'm just using that interchangeably. Okay, so I transferred my mark that I got from me finding my floor joist on the hard surface. I transferred that mark over here. So basically I have 12 inches. So it's 12 inches from this baseboard. So again, I'll put a screw right here, 12 inches. I'm going to use my little stud finder here, joist finder, wood finder. Make sure I got wood here. Go down. I got wood. You heard that? Okay. Take that out. Put my little jig in. Change bits. And hold that down. So that screw head is sticking up. So what I'm going to do here is that on this guide, it has this little notch there, that little notch. And I'll take that little notch. It goes into the screw here like that. And then you just go side to side and you break it off. And so now it breaks the head off. The screw is indented. There's no mark in the floor at all. Now let's continue this process down. I know exactly where my floor joist is at, so I don't even need to do a pilot hole anymore. I'm just gonna go 12, put this in, take it in, hold it down, screw a little bit more, break the head off. Real easy, guys. Take this down. And I'm going about every 16 inches, I guess. It's all really according on how bad your floor is. And this should be the last one. And this should fix the this creak in this floor. Let's see. All right, break these heads off. Simple as that. All right, let's see if they work. So I might ask, do you have to use these, break off screws? What about just using a regular screw? Or what about even using a nail gun to just nail it down, right? So I can tell you, first of all, that unless you're doing like ring shank, nailing it is not necessarily a good idea because it can still pull up. It'll work temporarily, but eventually those nails will work themselves back out. We actually glue, screw and nail all of our floors. Unfortunately, the framers just kind of like missed this one for whatever reason. But what if you just use a regular drywall screw, right? Well, first of all, the diameter is typically a little bit bigger than what we got here. But we're going to see. We're going to drive one of these through just to see, do you actually need these? In my opinion, probably not, but it's also a good system to have just in case because you really don't want that nail head in here, but we're going to drive this in here just so you can see what driving a screw in versus using this system. So again, we had 12, so I'm just going to drive this right on in and drive it all the way through the carpet, break the membrane, and go all the way to the soil floor. First of all, you can see here, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that kind of like left a dip in there. You see that? That left a dip. Now, the thing is that it probably left a dip in there because this stopped it. But if I had a regular bit that can go through, actually bust through the back end of this carpet, then I wouldn't even have that problem. But I can't even really find the screw where it went. I don't even know where it's at. Somewhere in here, right there. So I try to get through that, which I did that time. See, now I pull the carpet back up. So that screw is all the way through the carpet. That was at the subfloor. So that's the answer to your question. No, you do not actually need this system here. It's good to have. And I'll show you what I've made another repair in this particular home right now. So in this bathroom, we had the same problem. We had a really bad creak over here. And you can see 4 little holes here. 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes, and 4 holes. And I caulked those, and I'm gonna add a little bit of paint to them to make them match the tile. But this is where this system really works. This is vinyl, sheet vinyl. This is one piece, and I fixed this floor using that system just by drilling small holes through it, breaking those heads off. We'll come back and we'll caulk this and paint it, and then you'll never know. So that is where the system really, really works well. So I got everything screwed down. There's no squeaks, cracks or creaks or whatever you want to call it in here anymore. Yeah, I mean, I used those screws. I did run a couple of the regular screws in. Again, you can use the regular screws if you have carpet. Just make sure you go down deep in there. But those screws are designed for wood floors, especially wood floors, any type of hard floors that you have. Laminate floors, floating floors, it'll go through that floating floor and actually go underneath it so that floor can still float. Again, this is carpet, so carpet is relatively easy. But yeah, that is the way that you do it. The kit, again, is here on the screen. It's at Amazon. It's not that much, and it's a lifesaver. Hey, I appreciate you all sticking around for this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you have any questions or any concerns or any comments, make sure you leave those in the comment section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Appreciate you all sticking around for this one. Until the next time.